Testing, testing, testing. Match of the round Thursday here from Harvey Park, live on BDSFA TV to around the world. How do we sound?
Try one more.
If we speak really loud, maybe there's a goal that comes in and it sounds like this.
Okay.
Good enough?
Normal.
And again, testing, testing, normal volume, normal speaking volume.
Perfect. I can tweak it, but like I don't need to. Thank you.
You scared of heights?
No, this is good.
That's safe. So safe.
Of course.
So safe. It should be a good game.
Yeah, should. So just make sure all the colours right. Oh, you can tell me on the left and right.
Sure thing. Marayong will be wearing green. Holroyd will be in
Yellow. Black. Okay.
black tinges of yellow.
Okay. Feel like the first day of winter, isn't it?
It's the coldest day of the year.
It is. So far.
Crazy. It's got a bit of movement though. Hey, this. Yeah.
Just.
I get very
Don't
excited.
move. Yeah. Sometimes the wind can,
Yeah, but
notify
it's
you.
got the things that go into the ground, so it should be all good. Match of the round Thursday grants us the best fixture of the season so far. Reigning champions Holroyd Rangers come to the Blacktown district to face Marayong in a match that will see one of these two sides end the round atop the WPL table. The stakes are high and the temperature is the lowest it has been all year. Welcome to the newly lit, and I mean newly lit as in a couple of hours ago, Harvey Park, home of Marayong, who of course host those reigning champions Holroyd, who will be donning their away black strip today. A contest that has never ever been a blowout. In 4 years of Women's Premier League, these two have only ever been split by 1 goal in each of their previous meetings. The highest scoring contest between these two ended 3-2 the way of today's away side, the Rangers. It promises to be a competitive match. Both sides undefeated in 2026. Marayong dropped 2 points in a 2025 semi-finals rematch in round 1 a month ago against their old rivals Kellyville Colts. Someone's undefeated record could come unstuck tonight, and to take you through it all, hi there. My name is Marco DePoli. It's a pleasure to have you here, so strap in, stay very warm, and get keen for what is set to be the match of the season so far. Allow me to take you through the lineups of both of these two sides. I think we should start with the away side for once. In goal, if she has turned up to the game from her NPL coaching duties, should be Courtney Franks, who enters her second year at the club and her 4th ever match of the round. Dee King, who already has 3 to her name, including a penalty in the most recent match that she played in, begins at left back, of course. She's going to be next to Izzy Lamalfa, making her first appearance in a match of the round, as well as Jessica Teo, who makes her first in Holroyd colours after being at Quakers Hill Tigers last year. It's Angelina Powell, the 23-year-old, starting at right back. This is her first match of the round as well, after joining from Inter Lions. Elika Halim in the number 7 jersey will be at the base of her midfield. She is extremely industrious and hardworking and never, ever puts a foot wrong. Neither does Angela Gardner, who begins in the 11 jersey, next to Maddie Toddhunter, who has been called by her coach as Ms. Consistent. On the right is Paige Hawkins, who, when she played her first match of the round in the inaugural WPL season, was playing as a centre-back. She usually plays in the All-Age Women's Division 1, but when she's called upon, she decides, okay, I'll step up. And today she'll be playing in the right wing position. And don't forget, by the way, she holds a doctorate in medicinal organic chemistry from Sydney University. So don't mess with her. She knows her stuff. On the left-hand side will be Annalise Helene, who, of course, has already picked up a goal this year, despite the fact that she's regularly accustomed to playing in the sides of the defence. And through the middle, someone who you don't need to give an introduction to, someone with 62 goals in 27 matches for the club, Rebecca Horgan, who has already picked up 7 this season off the back of 55 last year. Those two numbers sum to 62. That is frightening, to keep it colloquial. For today's home side, it's a match of the round debut for Marayong's keeper Amara Zwijker, who turns 22 this year. She's kept 3 clean sheets in her opening 4 games. Scarlett Byrne and Alicia Boyle are 2 very, very experienced All-Star representative centre-backs who will partner each other. Paige Henry scored the winner in our 1-goal game against Rouse Hill. She'll begin at right-back after that incredible performance last week. Lauren Bannister is on the left-hand side. Into the midfield, it's a very attack-minded one. Last year's second top goal scorer for the club, Ainsley Byrne, begins at the base of it, having already picked up 2 in the 3 games she's played after missing last week against Rouse Hill. Lexi Thorpe makes her match of the round debut as one of the latest crop from Blacktown City to join up with the club. This will be a big occasion for her, having already picked up 2 goals herself, which she picked up in a brace versus Norwest a fortnight ago. And Abby McCann, their player of the year last year, in my personal opinion, who scored a boatload of goals, 21 to be exact, and if you include the 8 she scored in pre-season, that goes up to 29 goals in all competitions last year. She's already picked up 3, which was all caught in one haul, a hat-trick, a fortnight ago as well. Talia Graham is set to start on the left-hand side, but it also could be a late dropout, and if she is to drop out, it will be Claire Simonicek to make her match of the round debut, another one of that Blacktown City crop. On the right will be Tiana Anderson, who loves a match of the round goal. Again, another one of that Blacktown City crop who have just brought their way over here, haven't they? And through the middle, it will be Bella Carter, who's been in the Blacktown competition her whole life and knows very much what it means to play on these pitches with these colours on her back. It looks like it'll be a 4-3-3 versus a 4-3-3. You might be able to see and hear in the background that there is a Cotton Cup game between Marayong's men's team and what I believe to be called the White Eagles, which is an offspring of Bonnyrigg, if you like. And currently that match is 1-1. Coming back to the match of the round in front of us, though, Marayong in their green, who'll be running from left to right across your screen, and Holroyd in their away strip with those tinges of yellow down the sides, will be running from right to left. Today's referee, Sharon McLaughlin, the referee of the year winner. It's a delight to have her as one of Blacktown's, well, you could say Blacktown's best in the women's department, donning the whistle tonight. Pleasure to have her here. And what I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, is the coldest day I have felt in the best part of 8 months or so. So Marayong, the first one to break out of their huddle. Identical formations means that you need to be best in every single 1v1 duel. You cannot afford to let yourself be outnumbered. A 4-3-3 versus a 4-3-3. The big question is, Marayong, who have never beat Holroyd in the 4 years and 8 previous meetings between the two in Women's Premier League football, can they finally, in this match of the round, this massive contest, the green v green derby, if you like, buck that trend? Well, to do so, they'll have to stop Rebecca Horgan. They are missing Sarah Bernard, who, of course, had a 25-minute cameo last week in a win over Norwest, which was deemed as a poor performance despite the 3-1 final score. She scored in that match, in that 25-minute cameo that she had, as does the brilliant Sarah Bernard always so often do. She will deputise off the bench if needed, but she is nursing an injury after having gone under the knife very recently. Underway we are, says Sharon McLaughlin. Once again, thanks for being here as Angela Gardner picks up the ball. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream if you have not already. And it's going to be a pleasure to have you here for the next 90 minutes as Abby McCann gets her first touch of the ball and feeds it through Holroyd's midfield line. If not for Dion King to step in and get Lauren Bannister involved from Marayong's left back. She attempts to pump it up the line unsuccessfully, but in being blocked by Paige Hawkins, she wins a throw-in, the first of the contest on that far side. Elika Halim getting involved there. She turns 21 this year. Not the only smart cookie to be playing in the midfield, if you like, of Holroyd. She's a paralegal, is Elika. You can expect her to know the laws of the game. Perhaps a referee in another life. Good turn there by Ainsley Byrne, but eventually given away. And Annalise Helene was batted into as Angela Gardner picks this ball up, cuts back in onto her right side. You can pick her up by that number 11 jersey that she dons in the midfield, which is a unorthodox number for the position, but one that makes her very easily identifiable. Touch there by Maddie Todd Hunter, kept alive here by Angela Gardner, who very rarely relinquishes possession. And in doing that, she drops it back to her number 10 and longtime friend, Dee King, and they give it away in tandem. Good touch there by Abby McCann, and that ball will hold up for her. She is being chased down by Elika Halim. It's a good-looking ball across the face of goal, and it is saved by, it looks like, Luana Takatahiwi. So that means that Courtney Franks has not arrived to the game in time. Perhaps my eyes are deceiving me from this far away. I'll take a look at the replay and let you know. But that, to me, looks like the sub-utility goalkeeper in Luana Takatahiwi. Early possession here for Angela Gardner. She spent 6 years at the club as of 2026, having applied her trade in the League One Women's for a number of years, including at Inter Lions, Marconi and Nepean, as have a few of her teammates, all at different stints and separate times, though. Perhaps they crossed paths, some of them, as Holroyd attempt to play their way out of their own half at the moment as Abby McCann leads the press. Important call here for both sides. Holroyd will come away with it. Wind coming from left to right across your screen. You might be able to catch the corner flag from quite a distance away. But yeah, very, very strongly against Holroyd, who will be playing long balls into it on an occasion like this, perhaps. And right on cue, it goes out for a throw. Marayong with the early territory, but Holroyd have actually been holding it in their own half. So the possession's actually been in favour of Holroyd, but the territory technically in favour of the home side, the Yong. As mentioned in the intro, these two teams separated by very, very little indeed. Quakers Hill Tigers actually occupying first place right now, but have played one more match than both Holroyd and Marayong because this is a catch-up to the end of round 5. Holroyd with a draw would go top on their goal difference and equal them with 13 points. Marayong with a win today would go top and leapfrog everybody above them, currently sitting in 4th place themselves. It's going to be a free kick on the edge of the box here, which you imagine AB McCann will take after having won the set piece. She has a 2-woman wall to contest with, which are situated right on the edge of what I believe to be Luana Takatahiwi's goal, an 18-yard box. So McCann will stand over it. Loves a match of the round goal. It is McCann trying to deliver towards the backstick. Header comes in! And it's an easy save after a bit of a looping attempt at goal there. You'd imagine it was Ainsley Byrne who got on the end of it, as she so regularly does. Kept alive here by Ainsley Byrne in that number 2. Recovered eventually by Todd Hunter and Helene Intender, but Marayong have won it back. Paige Henry, can she compete with the byline and win? She does, keeps it alive. Good touch there by Blacktown City's Player of the Year in the year of 2024. Blacktown City's Player of the Year, Ainsley Byrne of 2024, Senior Women's Player of the Year. That's not disbelief in that she won the award. It's disbelief that we're privileged enough to have her in our comp. What a pleasure. Past Sharon McLaughlin and picked up by Tiana Anderson, who pivots and turns and has Bannister making a lung-busting run up the outside, but she's trying to compete and keep it herself, which she does so successfully. Lexi Thorpe feeds it in behind. It's a foot race, which you'd imagine Elika Halim should win. Does so. Into touch. Dead. Throw-in it will be. Carter loses out there. Dropped in and cleared away by Izzy Lamalfa on Match of the Round debut, who joins the club this year from Nepean, having competed recently at Camden Tigers too. Played for Raiders in the Futsal Premier League 2 competition as recently as 2025. Good touch there by Helene. Tried to pivot inside. Didn't quite happen. And in tandem, Henry and Byrne get it away. Good touch there by McCann. Won easily there in the end by Holroyd. And D. King will let this one go out because she knows it's going to be Marayong's ball, even if she was a roadrunner. Tiana Anderson in that super recognisable 3 jersey will pick it up. She's looking for her 3rd goal of the season and what will be her 5th appearance. Anderson, of course, among the goals in the Women's Premier League. Marayong with the finger on the pulse of this game early. Holroyd, yes, battling injuries and unavailabilities, but they're keeping them out so far. Well left by Todd Hunter. It's a battle for the ball. Looks like Byrne up there putting the pressure on. Should be cleared eventually is by Jess Taylor. McCann tussling for it. She takes a pot shot and it stings the palms of Luana Takatahiwi. Who knows how much time Luana has had to prepare for this match, especially considering that she was meant to be between the sticks. When she arrived to the ground, she was in her work uniform. I don't know how long ago she put on the gloves, but she's been keen to every ball that's come to her so far. Holroyd finally break out of their half for the first time in the opening, 10 minutes of this match? It's Annalise Helene. As mentioned, has a goal to her name this year already, but as the back heel was inventive, in its execution, not as pretty. So Paige Henry will take this throw. She has Scarlett Byrne to aim for. Yes, the sister of Ainsley Byrne. There's an Adelaide Byrne to contest with in the years to come. So she's preferred to the 21 squad for the majority of this season so far. The youngest of the 3, sent in behind towards Isabella Carter. The facilitator last year, she was battered into there, as was Tiana Anderson, who came, in fact, no, forgive me, I think it was Lexi Thorpe running in. In fact, it might have even been Claire Simonichek after all that kerfuffle in the number 7 jersey. In fact, it was on replay, we can tell. So McCann, from a vastly different position to which she was about 3 minutes ago, almost certainly will be putting this one directly at goal. She looks around at her teammates for permission to do so. But 26 yards from goal? This is the perfect chance for her to open her Women's Premier League Match of the Round accounts. She does go direct at goal! And it just goes wide of the right-hand upright. Takatahiri watched it go wide and was already chasing the goal kick, so she clearly had a far better angle at it than we did. Looking to play it short. Instead going long, leaving a little dangerously. Todd Hunter picks it up, turns away from any kind of Marayong jerseys, and then sends it back in towards the danger area. Picked up by McCann, who's been the best on ground so far. Good touch there by Bella Carter. Bella Carter still tussling for it, feeding in behind. Does she stay on side? Simoni across a face of goal. Awkward clearance and eventually out for a corner. Marayong are bashing down the door, but will it eventually give way? Holroyd needs to stand firm in a testing time for them in this game. Now, the wind is going to very much make an in-swinger difficult here. McCann taking them. Dead-eye delivery as per usual. Header comes in! And there is the first goal! It's a Marayong classic in the match of the round. The most frequent goal scorers from dead ball set piece situations do it again in this hotly contested top four clash. A massive goal in the context of both of these two teams' respective campaigns. Lexi Thorpe with the decisive touch. A maiden match of the round goal inside the first 15 minutes of it. Her third of the season. And a superb time to get it. We asked the question, would they capitalise on the pressure? And the answer from the resulting kick into the area was a resounding yes. McCann's delivery, Thorpe's header, 1-0. Holroyd still struggling to get it out of their danger zone right now. This Marayong press has been ruthless so far. Well won there by Izzy Lamalfa, and she actually feeds a really, really good ball in behind. An attempt at a Trivella is inch perfect. Horgan was threatening and just about Scarlett Byrne across to close it down. Horgan, who has barely touched the ball in the opening moments of the game, had one sniff and it was nearly threatening. Great ball with the outside of the right there by Helene. This has gone towards Hawkins. Stepping in strong was Lauren Bannister, who clears it away. Touch there by Helene, goes towards goal. Recovered well here by Paige Henry, who had her All-Star cap robbed off of her due to an injury that sustained all through the pre-season and training camps under her coach Nazi El Kazi, if you like. And perhaps this will be the year after her goal against Rousseau Rams in what was a one-goal game, thanks to her last week. Maybe this will be the time that she finally gets to earn that cap and then get that start finally. Playing it short, I'm Marayong. This is the way of them now. This Blacktown City crop having come in, they're so dangerous and adept at playing this kind of brand of football. McCann in a foot race here with Izzy Lamalfa. Two League One women's stalwarts there coming together. Oh, nearly given away by Takatsuhiwi. Kept alive here by D. King. The left back who wears number 10, instantly recognisable, is D. King. Pumped long. Good chest control there. Well, the question I have is how long is Danny Risk going to wait before he brings on Sarah Bernard? Of course, a grand final goal scorer in 2023 in the inaugural year, 22 I should say, in the inaugural year of the comp, a multiple time match of the round goal scorer. 2 balls on the field right now, delays everything, but I mean, how brave is Danny Riss to go to his bench early? He needs some help out there. Good touch there by Elika Halim. Sends it central just behind her halfway line to find Angela Gardner, who keeps it alive by pumping it out wide to Powell. Bannister bounced off her. Will it stay alive? Looks like it's just about going into touch. Well, in a moment of drama, Courtney Franks has just arrived to the pitch. You might be able to see her in back play if we can get a camera shot on her. She's running into the Holroyd technical area now. She's running in now. So, confirmation, it is Luana Takatahiwi in goal. Courtney Franks has just arrived to the game, and this is local football at its weird and wacky best. Unfortunately, they find themselves a goal down. I mean, how much of a warm-up is she going to need on what is officially the coldest day of 2026? She's probably not going to get much of it. Fingers are going to be freezing out there. Hope she had the demister on in the car. Marayong pressing here again. Good block off there by Teo, but they're calling for a handball. Pressure alleviated on Holroyd as then it was followed up by McCann's pot shot at goal. Ball delivered in. It's a bit of a nothing moment for the first time in the game. Marayong makes something of a mistake. Well, this game has been a joy in its intensity and its ferocity. McCann from distance. It's a free kick against her for pushing over her oppressor, Angela Gardner, who will feel relieved, that's for sure. Holroyd survive back-to-back scares, thanks to McCann. Don't forget to leave a like on the stream if you have not already, you lovely people. Great to have you here. A kick that was under hit, but has worked out just fine because Gardner will win another free kick here. She's very unhappy with the way McCann's treated her in back play, it seems. Forced to clear it away, Lamalfa. Todd Hunter was beaten there by Ainsley Byrne. D. King will keep it alive, keep it in. And here is Rebecca Horgan, who has free reign to do whatever she wants you to mention. She goes down under the challenge. Byrne, and forgive me, it was Alicia Boyle who was firmest in that tussle there. King launches it into a dangerous area. Good touch off the chest there by Bannister, who's been super impressive so far. Currently occupying a right-back slot. Can she charge back into left of the defence? D. King from just below us is looking for runners and ideally trying to pass it forward over Elika Halim. One there by Lexi Thorpe. Strong work by Maddie Todd Hunter. McCann in strong on D. King. And in strong again as we nearly get a touch here. But Holroyd win a free kick. Angela Gardner calling for the ball just to be taken a little closer forward. D. King's capable of hitting it very, very far, which we'll see right here. Lots of back spin. Missed everybody on the first bounce, and the second bounce too. Byrne, Ainsley that is, clears it away. Ainsley Byrne. Gardner recycles it, just about gets it past the number 44, Carter. Was there a touch by Elika Halim there? There was. That was a bit naughty. And free kick it'll be. Strong work there by D. King, who scored an incredible penalty in her mixed summer soccer comp playing out of Bernie Mullane a couple of months ago. Important contribution there by Jess Taylor. Helene's had a couple of great touches right into her midriff today. Angela Gardner finds Elika Halim, who lumps that one forward, and Horgan is quick. But in a libero-esque role, sweeping was Scarlett Byrne. Holroyd starting to get a foothold in this game as they cross the halfway line with a beautifully crafted two-woman triangle. On her weak foot, she drops it back into D. King, who is left-footed and can probably prefer to use it up this side of the pitch. Gardner in behind. Annalise Helene is quick. She cuts back just outside the 18-yard box. Sends it back in towards Elika Bintang Halim. And the furthest player back, not wearing goalkeeper gloves. Picks up the ball in La Malfa. Pumps that well forward. Good work there by Paige Henry. And then second time by Paige Henry on Annalise Helene. This has been a great fight to watch so far. Striking from distance is Helene. Stinging the palms of an otherwise untested Mara Zrijka. She claimed it the second time before it even touched the grass. I should be grateful for that because it's a cold old day to be a goalkeeper. Courtney Franks has her gloves on, and she might be needed as Marayong press themselves forward. It's Carter. It's Bella Carter bearing down on goal. Can she beat her oppressor? She gets it through her legs. Can it be kept alive here? Sent out wide. And it's always going wide. Easy pickings in the end. Tiana Anderson was the one who decided that the pot shot from distance was the best option for her. Perhaps proven wrong on that occasion, unfortunately for her. Paige Henry in strong again on Annalise Helene. D. King just sends it out of harm's way, but out for a throw-in. Marayong, a very impressive first 20 minutes of this exhilarating, non-stop contest. Courtney Franks has put a jumper back on, so she's not going to come on just yet. Good turn there by Lexi Thorpe, whose goal separates these two teams here so far. Ball sent in behind by Ainsley Byrne. Important touch needed, which didn't come. It's Carter! It's a miss on her weak side. Strong side, doesn't matter. You'd expect a player of her pedigree to bury that one either side of the step-in goalkeeper, Luana Takatahiwi. Carter's only got one goal to her name so far this campaign, and in the match of the round she should have had to. La Malfa preferred to distribute the ball rather than Taya. That's an interesting choice. Gardner. A hop, skip and a jump and a beautiful pass forward towards Horgan, who gave it away of all people. The Irish woman. McCann bearing down into the 18-yard box is being blocked off in tandem by two, now three Holroyd players. Taya clears it. Oh my word, good connection behind it, but it was always going wide, I believe, by Claire Simonicek. So a sub will be made. It's a goalkeeping change not forced, but it was initially a decision that was forced. Courtney Franks not at the venue. Luana Takatahiwi stepped in very, very bravely. And unfortunately, her team is down by a goal. But at least her time in net is over. Courtney Franks is here. Well, hello, Courtney Franks. Nice to have you here. Let's see what you can do with the cameras on with a very, very minimal warm-up. In fact, I don't really think I saw her doing all too much in the way of a warm-up. It was just get your boots and your gloves on, and she probably had to compete with the fact that her fingers were frozen together, because mine are, so surely hers are too. Awkward throw-in, kept alive by Holroyd, who are slowly starting to play their way out of this Marayong press. McCann uses her frame extremely well to keep the play alive. Bannister sent on a run in behind. Living a little dangerously. Long way from goal, but can she steer it in for a cross perhaps? Not to be on this occasion. Hawkins picks it up for Holroyd and she lumps it forward. Horgan does enough to get it under control, but Scarlett Byrne has been battered to the ground there on the halfway line. And literally on the halfway line. Now just rolled off of it. Marayong will pump this ball forward. Bounces right on the 1/3 marking, if you like. A theoretical marking. Picked up there by Carter. Best and fairest 2025 was Scarlett Burton, as we were just singing her praises. She's given the ball away. But there's a reason why she is one of, if not right up there, as the best defender in the comp. Couple of consecutive throw-ins here. T. King's overhand being tested here. She takes very long. Helene somehow keeping it alive. Good touch back into an area where lots of Marayong jerseys are by Tiana Anderson and her long-time mate of 10 years, Ainsley Byrne, the one sending that in behind. And Franks gets her first save of the match, having been the first interchange of it. Powell being closed down. Marayong pressing for a second goal here. Ball was overhit as it went in behind. Franks makes another save, spills it, and it was actually won there by Tiana Anderson, meaning that it's going to be a goal kick for the visitors, who once again are being peppered by the home side, but they must be desperate to turn their advantage into double. No movement on either benches. I'll correct myself, one or two Marayong players are just trying their best to keep out of the frostbite areas. Hawkins runs into the centre of the park and gives it away to McCann, who's on her left-hand side. Can she steer it onto her right? Well, she's into the box, and McCann, what about onto her left foot, across the face of goal? It's still in and around the area. Simonacek was threatening. It's delivered in, cleared upwards by Lamalfa. This is still dangerous here. Anderson is threatening. A player goes down from Holroyd, and in doing so, I think it was Elika Halim, wins a free kick. Such a fast-paced game. Incredible to think that we've already played nearly 1/3 of it. Ball in play already. Barely time to take a breath, but these two teams are probably so damn cold out there that they need to. This is dangerous. Horgan, she's got the perfect touch past her oppressor. Horgan looking for another goal. 8 for the campaign. Horgan still tripped over. Held up really well, perhaps, is the way to put it, by Scarlett Byrne. And Horgan on this occasion has been nullified by some good track back defending, but she's so dangerous. Rebecca Horgan, the last remaining of the 3 Horgan sisters to still ply their trade at the club. She coaches a team as well, does Rebecca. So no wonder why she stuck around. She probably really enjoys that gig, the under-14s. Under-14s girls, to be specific. Good pass there, progressive passing, very good always, Angela Gardner. Given away there by Annalise Helene. Survived by Horgan, though. Who pumps it towards Helene, who was making good on her mistake to make a good run in behind. But she's not surrounded by a lot of help, but she's going to have to do it all on her own. Helene towards the front post. It needed to be a cross, but she was asking for someone to barrel on down to the 6-yard line, and no one came, so she thought, I've got to do it myself. And that lack of support means the lack of an equaliser. Off of the knee of Halim. Todd Hunter. And then Halim wins it back. Horgan running in behind. Tracked everywhere by Scarlett Byrne. Holroyd having a bit of ascendancy here in terms of the territory. Todd Hunter, great turn into space. Horgan running in behind. She makes the perfect pass and tracked back well once again. This time Alicia Boyle doing her best to slow down the wonder striker. Bye-bye. That ball goes towards the halfway line, out of the hands of Zwaker. Good shielding there by D. King, but sent into touch by Lamalfa, who probably didn't realise she had as much time as she did have. A contingent of the Ponds who have come to watch this match of the round here tonight. Yet to play either of these two sides. That's why they're doing some scouting, it seems. Eli El Hakim and his girls return to winning ways this weekend. Paige Henry will take the throw-in. D. King wins it, sends it into touch, and tests the touch of that in the crowd. That'll go all the way out for a goal kick, not Marayong's finest moment there. About to pass by the 1/3 mark of the game. A reminder, Lexi Thorpe's headed goal for her maiden and debut match of the round goal is the one that separates these two top 4 hopefuls and title hopefuls, to be all fair to you. Marayong have looked very good. Lauren Bannister overhit that through ball towards the onrushing Abby McCann. Tiny little lack of quality in the final third from Marayong has probably kept them from turning their lead into a 2-goal lead. But not to ignore the defending so far of Holroyd, which has improved. Bella Carter's going to come off. My guess is that Talia Graham will be the one that comes on. Abby McCann will push forward to be the first woman on the pitch. I'll confirm that to you momentarily. Perhaps even Montana Bolton. No, it'll be Michelle Divola who comes back on for a first match of the round in a little while. Simonicek, good work to keep that ball alive, delivered in towards the front post. I think it took a touch off the crossbar there and it's just about stayed in. McCann, the quickest one on the pitch, gets there first. Henry is back in support. The ball stays alive, says the sideline referee. Delivered forward by Thorpe. Dangerous, seeking ball towards Divola, who's just come on. Pot shot, not the right choice there. Leaning back all the way over. Michelle Divola, who took a little stint away from the club, returning back this year. Great to have her back. She's been watching plenty of games while away. As McCann, Anderson involved here and cleared away by Halim. Rebecca Horgan on the halfway line. She gets past the first. Can she get past the second? Will she instead decide to deliver it? This is what she does so well. This will be one of her best goals if she was to get something off from here. Rebecca Horgan! A diving Zwaker was grateful that it was going wide. No touch by the keeper. And Marayong will have a goal kick. Rebecca Horgan, and more importantly, Holroyd as a whole, growing into this game with every passing minute. Pivotal that Marayong maintain their focus. And Naji El Kazi, the coach, will be hoping he can double his advantage sooner rather than later. And a bit to go in this first half, which has had plentiful chances and a goal to sing home about thanks to Lexi Thorpe's header. Touch off of Holroyd, but the ball kept alive by McCann, and away come the counter-attacking Marayong, crossing the halfway line down that far side channel. 2 runners in the middle to aim for. One of them is Tiana Anderson. She's making the best run of the 2 so far, but McCann goes by herself. Will it fall back to her? Anderson missed her too, and through to Franks, who was grateful that it was a P roller into her hands. McCann, Horgan going band for band with solo runs right now. Away by Franks. Bouncing short of the halfway line. One there by Ainsley Byrne. Nice work there by Gardner to pivot away. And then bringing another foul here, most likely. Does so. War of words between Gardner and Thorpe. And Thorpe fell a little awkwardly. In fact, that's actually Ainsley Byrne, forgive me, who's testing up that left rotator cuff. Missed last week's match. Hopefully she's okay. We want her playing. All-star representative D. King, very, very strong. Crossing the halfway line and pumping it in behind. Helene has space. Scarlett Byrne to beat. Not an easy task for anyone to do. And Byrne came out of position and knew she had to win it. Holroyd have a throw from way up, but competing with a lot of wind right now. 2 balls on the pitch slows things down. A reminder, there is a Cotton Cup fixture happening next to us. Throw in taken. Holroyd have a throw here. I'm not sure they realise it's still their ball. No, they realise now. Or are they're not going to grant it? Well, the sub is about to be made. Off goes Maddie Todhunter. And I believe that to be Trisha Koyako, who will be coming on. Confirm to you momentarily. And if it is to be Trisha Koyako, she signed on after being their physio at the start of the year, and they realised, hey, she's pretty good at the sport. They're looking for a 16 jersey. Throw in taken by Tiana Anderson, not in the same wavelength there as Michelle Divola, and as a result, that ball goes all the way out. Well, what should have been a goal kick, but a silly touch by Lamalfa means it's going to be a corner. I don't think she knows it just yet. Yes, it's a corner. Well, this is how Marayong scored the opening goal of the contest. What's to follow from a corner from the other side? This will be an outswinger, but it will swing inwards thanks to some impressively strong winds. It's Anderson this time who delivers it towards the front post, away by D. King. Paige Henry got a goal last week. What about today? Gives it back to the corner kick taker. Onside she stayed. Cuts past Halim. Back towards Henry. Delivered it in first time. Blocked. No offside flag again on Anderson. Pirates and Grove turns behind one and kept alive, not to be. Out for a throw. It'll be Holroyds to work their way out of the danger zone when they get ball in hand. Chance missed by the Marayong crop. Great touch there by Helene, but an even better return of serve in the sliding challenge by Henry. Here is Horgan. Alicia Boyle tries to slow her down and wins a free kick. Does Rebecca Horgan. 5 yards inside of their defensive half of the pitch. She's going to try and bring it forward. Lamalfa here, who's quite the boot on her. Go back, no, go further back, says Sharon McLaughlin, and finally she concedes. Izzy Lamalfa. She also missed last week, but she's back among the team today. She boots this one forward with a lot of backspin. Winning it in the air was Lexi Thorpe, not for the first time here tonight, and here comes Scarlett Byrne. Quick on either ends of the pitch are Marayong, aren't they? Koyako giving it away for the first time, having just come onto the pitch. McCann was in behind. Thorpe couldn't find her. Divola is there. So Monichek has taken up a central position with extreme strapping on her right knee. Doesn't she have that? My word. She's playing through the pain tonight, it seems, and she comes in with a massive standing challenge, I should say, forgive me. Hustling and bustling is Powell at right back, who eventually wins the throw in there. Oh, battered into. That's a little bit dirty there. But it really takes the sting out of the moment for Holroyd. Marayong very, very good at cutting down the legs or perhaps you might say the roots of the tree. The momentum is building. They have players smart enough to cut them off. Well, one there by Hawkins, but her touch takes her away from goal. Very, very testing ball sent out wide to Horgan, I do believe, who was a long way from it. No, in fact, it's Powell running up that side. And just a goal kick, I think it'll be. It's a major, major delay in the Cotton Cup men's match between Marayong and White City Eagles. Looks like a player is down, and there's a discussion of a red card happening now. I'll let you know what happens in that one if my eyes drift across to see some red. Living a little dangerously, but Marayong good enough to play their way out of it. Paige Henry finds it taken off of her by Helene, but kept alive here by Anderson of Marayong. Really good work to find Divola, who finds McCann, doing her best to hold off LaMalfa, and she wins a throw-in. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the first show of cheese in the match. Not to be, perhaps if she was a little closer to goal, maybe 10 yards or so it would have been. McCann probably needs to appeal a little bit more there, but it seems like her fair play comes to the front in situations like that. Well, a free kick it'll be. For a Marayong team that have height and score so frequently from dead ball situations, Anderson will drop it in to take it literally on the dead ball line. I thought it happened about 5 yards further back, but nonetheless, this is going to help out Marayong here, the home side. Ball delivered in. That's a really, really good looking ball. It's missed one, it's missed two, it's cleared away by Powell. Goal kick, it'll be important moment for Holroyd there to come away with that decision, although is it now going to be given as a goal, is a corner? It is going to be a corner. So last time they had a corner from this position, you know exactly what happened. McCann to Lexi Thorpe, and boom, it was 1-0. This is spelling danger. Holroyd must be strong in the air here. A late runner is Paige Henry towards the backstick. It's another really good looking ball, and it's eventually cleared away. It's still inside the box now. McCann to the edge of it. She delivers a clip ball back in. Frank's uncontested there, cleaning it easily out of the sky and sending it quickly up towards Horgan. Delightful touch onto her left-hand side, and she delivers it towards Koyoko. And it's given away, but comes back towards her, and back defending is McCann. Did she give away a free kick? Horgan, the two number 9s for the first time in the game, a tussle, and it's the one wearing green who has won a free kick. This game has lost a little bit of its free-flowing momentum. Lots of free kicks being given away by either side right now. It's kept alive. Simonicek is there into the box. She takes a pot shot at goal. Wrong decision, it seems. Got the execution wrong. Plenty of fans out here tonight braving the cold, and plenty of you watching along at home. Once again, thanks so much for joining us. My name is Marco DePoli. Really appreciate you being here on the Match of the Round stream as Holroyd play their way into danger. Lexi Thorpe, who's got the only goal of the game, finds McCann, who's going for it herself. Didn't get the connection she wanted on that one, it seems. "42 minutes and 10 seconds played. Horgan, she gets it under control, but then gives it away at the second time. Good touch there. Thorpe, Ainsley, Byrne feeding it in behind. It becomes offside, flag raised. Whistle blown, call made. Sent long, far, far away. One in the sky, and it'll be a testing bounce for LaMalfa. Her touch is being tested too. Jeez, McCann flying in like a freight train. Powell, good touch inside towards Halim. Marayong win it back in a half that they have dominated. Divola. Really, really exceptional ball. Anderson needs to find someone in the box. She gets it wrong. It's one of those cases where she had too much time on her hands, or perhaps we should say, at her feet. Huge moment in the game. Played short by Franks. Lamalfa just begging for someone to drop in and receive. She pumps it along towards Helene. Koyoko needs to show for the ball. Instead it's come to Halim. And she's given it away. No one to pass to for Holroyd, who are making their own misery here. Good turn again by Divola, who's been fantastic. One of the more experienced crop out there. Byrne tried the spectacular. Not to be, didn't wrap her foot around it, and Franks will keep it alive. Just turns 24 this year, Courtney Franks. Plenty of time for the young goalkeeper to develop into, by far and away, perhaps the best in the comp, some may say. Very, 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 very young goalkeeper in relative terms. Chance here, Angela Gardner has come forward, and she has space in front of her, which she runs into. She batters away the first challenge of Paige Henry, then receives it back from Helene, touching onto the sideline there, back in towards Koyoko. That's a good touch there by Trisha, but the physio of the side has faced a challenge that's been put out by Scarlett Byrne. 44 minutes and 44 seconds played. This might be the last roll of the dice in this first stanza. The referee, Sharon McLaughlin, looks at her referee. Holroyd need to do something very quickly. There wasn't much of a stoppage in the first half. Koyoko does keep it alive and should be cleared away. Thorpe eventually getting it away. Brilliantly done on the turn. And that will be it for the first stanza, which ends with Marayong in the ascendancy, thanks to an incredible cross from the corner that was met with an even better thumping header pass to the goalkeeper, who at the time was Luana Takatahiwi, because Courtney Franks was late from her training session, where she is the coach of an NPL youth side. I'm back in about 12 minutes or so as we look towards the second half and perhaps preview a little bit of it. But right now, Mark Topoli here with you at half-time in this incredible Thursday night and very, very cold match of the round. It's Naji El Kazi's Marayong 1-0 to the good over Danny Risk's girls from Holroyd, visiting from a long way down the GDSFA. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The second half of this Thursday night. Very, very cold, very, very brisk match of the round. Just a couple of minutes away from kicking off again. Mark DePoli here to take you through Marayong versus Holroyd in what is a clash of the Titans in the Women's Premier League, which, of course, if you're new around here, is a competition between the Hills Association's best of the women's lots, and then the same can be said of the GDSFA Granville District and also Blacktown. Here we are in the latter, Blacktown, Marayong in the heart of the BDSFA and Blacktown LGA, and they have a 1-0 lead thanks to a thumping Lexi Thorpe header on her first ever match of the round showing. Injuries are plenty for both sides, but it is the home side who have the ascendancy in the match who have come out here first to re-warm back up. It is currently 11 degrees in the local area. It is not going to get any warmer. It is, in fact, counting downwards at the moment. It started at 13. We're now down to 11. It has been an exhilarating contest where there was barely any time taken whatsoever because both teams just wanted to play on so that they could keep their bodies warm. Holroyd took an extra 4 minutes, I would say, to join back out into the pitch. I do question how ready they're going to be from the get-go because Marayong have been pumping the ball around for the last 3 or 4 minutes or so. As it reads, if the result is to stay like this, it could have huge ramifications, or will, on the title race, but it's also going to buck something of a very long-standing and super impressive trend. The last time Holroyd Rangers lost a football match was on the 25th of August 2024, 5-2 to Kellyville Colts. Their last regular season loss was a couple of months prior, 24 July 2024, to Quakers Hill Juniors, 2-0. The last time Holroyd lost a match was in the 2024 Grand Final. Can you believe that? Marayong will also go top of the Women's Premier League with a win here. Nothing less than a win will grant them their first holding of first place since becoming a Women's Premier League squad. They've never been able to hold it outside of not even round one. They've never ever held first place position in the Women's Premier League. This could be a huge moment for them. How will Danny Risk's girls respond running from left to right across your screen? Holroyd will be now. Marayong will be running from right to left with the lead in their favour, 1 to the good. My name is Marco DePoli. Thanks very much for being here once again. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with us. As Angelina Powell takes the first throw-in of the day, Lauren Bannister, who has been quietly brilliant at left back, keeps it from progressing any further. So it looks like for the first time in the game, Talia Graham has come onto the pitch. Very similar profile to Claire Simonicek, but both nursing injuries at the moment. Talia Graham's going to get a stint from the start of the second half. Half a chance here as Rebecca Horden feeds this one in behind for Lourdes Molina, who's only just come onto the pitch herself. And it's cleared away at the 11th hour by Paige Henry. Tiana Anderson dropping in deep. Cleared away eventually, it seems, by Byrne. Then she lost out, and then a bit more comprehensively there by Henry, who adopted a centre-half's role in due course. Paige Hawkins has dropped into her natural centre-half position, and she's put a great ball through to Angelina Powell. Holroyd hot from the off here. Who might it fall to? Gardner was threatening, kept alive by Dee King. She has a great whip on her. She feeds it into a dangerous area. They can't afford to let it bounce because they're threatening as Holroyd, and Rebecca Horgan was sniffing around too. Much, much better start here by Holroyd. And you could argue in some ways that was already better than what they showed in a lot of that first half. What a couple of moments it was to open up this second stanza here by the away side, who came out of the blocks and the change rooms second and didn't even have a chance to warm back up. But they have started real fresh right here. A corner to be delivered in. Colico was there. Devola trying to win it back. She can't for Marayong. Still, Holroyd threatening through Elika Halim. Saved and kept into the hands, the grasp of Amara Zwaika. Eligible to play for the Lebanese women's national team as well, where she used to apply a bit of her trade in her native country, so I've been told. Hawkins back into that centre-half role. She'll be partnering Lamalfa. Powell can't keep that alive. Can Marayong play this one quickly? Well, there's some on-rushes, including today's sole goal scorer in Lexi Thorpe. Koyoko wins it back, keeps it alive through Powell, touching the sideline. As a goal goes in on the far side Cotton Cup game. 3-2 that game currently is. Quite the contest. A night of brilliant football, isn't it? Bannister. Long throw. Thorpe. Gardner was there first. Great touches by both. That's Sarah Bernard. So she's instantly been into the action after her goal last week. McCann, lovely work to square that to Devola, calling for the switch. It didn't eventuate. Koyoko gives it away. Paige Henry, can she keep that ball in play? D King in a foot race with Anderson. The latter is there first. She's into the box. McCann is there. It came into the hands of Courtney Franks, but it had to have been a cross by Anderson. I can't believe she hasn't crossed that to her strike buddy. And as a result, the score remains 1-0. But the question must be asked, why didn't that turn into a cross rather than why was it a shot? Bernard straight into the action. Didn't even warm up, and she's already looking like a player who's settled right into the game. Fantastic. This is going to be an exhilarating second half. She's nursing an injury, but she's going to play, you'd imagine, the majority of this second half. Only 25 minutes last week and a goal off the bench against Norwest for Sarah Bernard. The only 25 minutes she has played. Marayong's throw it'll be. McCann was contesting. The ball was not being looked at by the oppressing defender, and rather that she was being battered into. Lovely work there to flick it around the corner. Even better, Holroyd brilliance forming on that far side. Gardner in a nosebleed position. Definitely a hand involved there. Free kick given. It could even be a show of the yellow, but that might have just saved Marayong from conceding their lead. Wow, what a moment in the match of the round. 50 minutes played, 5 in this second half. They're trying to contest natural position. Gardner's hoping for a show of the cheese. Nobody's going to get what they want. Holroyd are going to get a free kick. Sarah Bernard standing over it. Interesting position. There's somebody sitting a couple of yards away from the 6-yard marking who was quite clearly offside, but kind of deterring strategy for the goalkeeper in Amara Zwaika. How might she be affected by this? Well, she set up her 3-woman wall. It's going to be Bernard standing over it. There's Bernard off the post, back into the danger area, and it goes out for a goal kick. Hard to believe how close she just came. She's barely had time to lace her boots, and she's nearly round up with 2 goals, that being the closer of the 2 chances as she rattles the old woodwork here at Marayong's Harvey Park. Marayong, much like Holroyd in the early moments of the first half, need to sharpen up very quickly or they're going to surrender a goal. Better work, though, with Holroyd numbers charged forward. Anderson the target, D King the winner. Flicked in the air by Alicia Boyle. Byrne coming across to try and slow down Molina. She's bumped her out of the way and knocked her off her track, and she gets it out for what should be a deflecting. Yes, it did take a deflection. Goal kick. Wow, frantic as it becomes 3-3 on the far side Cotton Cup game, by the way. Isn't this mesmerising evening of football? This time the Marayong crop up to have a outfield player take the goal kick. Trying to get some distance on it, facing into the wind, which has died down in fairness. Good touch there by Rebecca Horgan, who's opting to play a right wing role today. Not a political stance, a position on the pitch. Delivered in, good ball. Koyoko is there, as is Lou Molina on her match of the run debut in new colours here today, having joined from Quakers Hill Juniors Soccer Club. Crossing not just the Blacktown divide, but a whole district divide from Blacktown's Quakers Hill to Granville's Holroyd Rangers. Looks like the only attacking we're going to get in this game is down the right-hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Elika Halim is there, and she's done so brilliantly well. Dangerous seeking ball snuffed out, and Byrne just clears it anywhere will do. There's Paige Hawkins back into position. Dr. Paige Hawkins doing so well to keep it alive. Molina steering it back into towards the middle channel of the pitch and sent away by Marayong, who are just counting their lucky stars at the moment. Molina will find this ball, stays alive, but not if she's going to be without the challenge of Paige Henry and Byrne in tandem. Molina has done really well. Kept alive still, Sarah Bernard. And eventually Marayong get foot to the ball, but they've worked themselves into danger. They need some help coming out of their defence like this through McCann, who got it under control excellently well there. Left-footed ball in behind towards Divola. Snuffed out. Hawkins has been brilliant off the bench, but she's hit the deck on command, and this is half a chance here for Anderson. Can she be quicker to the ball than La Malfa? She is, but she's wayward from goal. McCann is back in the position that she wants to be, right in front of the goal. Can Anderson find her this time? Divola steers it towards her. Cleared away by La Malfa. It might be rescued here by Bannister. A massive 50-50 could be coming in here. It's won by Holroyd and by Powell. Horgan cuts inside, running at the halfway line, now crossing it past Byrne. And she's just so quick. Travella pass in behind is going to be snuffed out here by the keeper, who opts to clear it away with the feet. Thorpe getting it out of danger towards Anderson, a former Blacktown City teammate, of course. These two have connections dating back years through youth football at representative level. McCann is there. It's taken off of her. She's been isolated so far in this second stanza. Past the halfway line again, this time through La Malfa. Playing distributor, finding Paige Henry, who deflects it out for a throw. Don't take your eyes off of this for a second. What an incredible second half this has been so far. Well, there is a superhero spectator who's bought coffee and Macca's for everybody. Hopefully he's got a long arm on him. In the dead of the cold of this Thursday night, as we touch upon winter, the hero has stood up. Good touch by McCann, who's adopting that right wing slot for the moment, but really well won back there. In behind by La Malfa, I believe. Cleared away, steered away. Holroyd, everything going their way so far. Horgan will be first there. She bounces it towards Bernard. One back here by Koyako, the physio turned footballer. Brilliant. In by Powell in a dangerous area, right to that zone 14 channel. Good touch there by Divola. But unfortunately, the teacher schooled there by the press. D. King, part of the very fabric of Holroyd Rangers. She's part of the women's liaison team, and she is the coach of 4 teams from as young as the under 3s and 4s up to her all-age and over 30s too. McCann from distance. Well, it's always going wide, and you can tell that by the reaction of Courtney Franks. But McCann, that's not a show of her being brave enough to do whatever she wants and having the license to have a unique and unfiltered role. That was a hit of pure frustration because she had no one to aim for and felt like the chance was begging. And she's been forced into that. A little push there on Gardner. Angela Gardner being audibly frustrated with the number of pushes she's receiving in the back. She is a very common winner of a set piece. Cops quite the beating in matches. Always has been the case. That's gone right up the line. Headed away by Talia Graham, who's barely had a chance to get forward. She's almost been playing like a supporting defensive wing-back, if you like. Look at how deep she is compared to Anderson and McCann. It's almost like they're playing a 4-4-2 right now, actually. Graham, it's gone out by the halfway flag. Marayong doing their best to stay alive right now, with their lead still intact. Great touch, Halim, but a great hustle by Graham. Halim, who joined from Camden Tigers, this being her 3rd season at the club. She turned 21 this year. And behind is McCann up against Hawkins. Can she get the better of her? She's Gareth Bale versus Barter her so far. This is McCann still. That pass was blocked off. Looking for a green jersey, not the familiar looking black. Bannister blocked off. Holroyd win it back and then given away straight away to Graham. Good pass to Divola, who pivots, turns and sends it out wide to Thorpe, who has, I remind you, the only goal of the game so far. Free kick Holroyd's way here on Gardner. She wins another one. She's saying she was kicked out at there and she's really asking for the cheese to be shown. But it's going to remain scentless here so far. 58 minutes, approaching 59. The 1/3 mark of the game saw Holroyd struggling. And as we hit on the 2/3 mark, it's Holroyd very much with this game in their hands, it seems, by the performance. But they can't afford to let the fact that Marayong are ahead on the scoreboard become an unassailable lead. Graham trying to play facilitator this time. And she does so, sending that out wide excellently well. There's 2 jerseys in tandem that could create space here past Molina. That ball sent in behind towards Anderson. You can guess who's in the box in green. It's back to Paige. Henry pot shot blocked off by the backside, I think, of LaMalfa. In behind running is Horgan. Can Koyako find her? Well, Horgan's quicker than everybody in the comp, bar maybe Abby McCann. And she would have been through. She didn't get the ball her way. And Marayong have a free kick go their way this time, as we do now touch on the 2/3 mark of the game. 1-0 to Marayong with 30 minutes left to go. Inside the attacking half for Marayong. Abby is there. She enters the boxes on her left-hand side. She feeds it across the face of goal. It's cleared away LaMalfa. It's back towards McCann. Who might it fall to? It falls to Hawkins. And off she goes. She's leaping. She's striding. She's galloping away. She's blocked off by Koyoko. Her own teammate, unfortunately. Bannister beaten to it by Horgan. Bumped off the ball by Ainsley Byrne. No hint of a free kick. That's a shoulder-to-shoulder. No, sorry. That's a shoulder-to-shoulder every day, I reckon. Byrne, brilliant in that moment. Then she almost gives the ball away, but she recovers nicely there. Anderson feeding it in behind. Running hard is Divola. Michelle Divola. Been here at the club despite taking a year off, but was here during the hard times. Has come back to football when this Marayong club was ready for a player of her quality and the needs she requires. Player who, Michelle Divola, thrives off of runners in behind and interchanging runs. She's a facilitator of the highest order. So off will go, I believe that to be Talia Graham. So is that Claire Simonichek who's come back on, and Bella Carter as well. Well, positionally that kind of move makes sense. Another one's come on too. I'll alert you to who the changes are the second I know exactly who they are. That ball has held up well. That is Bella Carter. Living very dangerously, but Gardner's done really well. Well done there by Bannister. Horgan's so strong. Oh my word. Well, she is a professional footballer who was plying her trade on what I imagine probably began as something of a holiday here for the Horgan clan, and now they've made their way permanently to Aussie shores, and we're so grateful to have them here. I will pay for their visa if it means we get to keep watching them in this comp. Looks like it might also be Brown and Farr coming onto the pitch for the first time in the number 5 jersey. She's going to get involved in this moment right here. Bannister. Very long throw. And McCann's body roll past Hawkins is exceptional. McCann's still just outside the box with 2 to beat. She somehow keeps it alive, squares it across, and Koyoko is there. Sent out wide. And then a pot shot at goal. Franks was always going to be favourite to claim that one and keep it out. Shake of the hands between the 2 centre-backs there of Holroyd. They know that they've done well to shut down the brilliant McCann. Oh, that's a silly giveaway by Boyle. And then really well done to recover there. The number 6 on the Holroyd number 8, Sarah Bernard. Need to see more of Sarah if they are to find their way back into this game via an equalising goal. Gardner. Koyoko making a run, which she now finds Gardner. This is to Koyoko now. He sends that into the box to find Molina back towards Koyoko. So and it will be on that far side, right by the corner flag. Corner flag where, of course, they won the opening goal of the day, did Marayong. Delivered in Molina. Cleared away there by Byrne, I do believe. Dee King's come back to a central position for the first time in a couple of years. Now being a left back, she's a bit more accustomed to these central positions, but now she's out of position. Hawkins has to win it back here, and she does. She saves her team from surely going behind. Incredible to think that Paige Hawkins doesn't play WPL every single week because she prefers to play in the old all-age comp. Please stay, Paige. Subs afoot, it seems. The time is 9:14 p.m. The scoreboard reads 65 minutes of pulsating football. A match of the round that has delivered in every way possible. Lumped forward by D. King. Oh, Molina's taken a battering twice here. Bernard is threatening. Molina will recover it. She cuts back, does Lords. She gives it away as she tried to find Halim, but recovered here by Angela Gardner. Hawkins runs forward, makes 10 yards and sends it wide, but a rare miss kick for her. Pot shot of frustration by Rebecca Horgan. Out it goes for just a measly goal kick. .25 odd to go. Long, attempted to flick on header, was missed. Ooh. Yeah, yellow card had to be shown that time. That was far too late on Angela Gardner, and you heard the noise it made, the contact and the noise she made in feeling it. And on a night like this, when it's cold, it'll sting, and she's down, and hopefully not for the counts, because she's been brilliant tonight. Make her way back to her feet, but that's at least the 7th foul she's picked up. Yellow for Marayong. Bernard will line this one up. Gardner, a little ginger. She's trudging towards the sideline, but I think she'll probably brave it out. Dee King and Sarah Bernard standing over this ball. It's about 3 yards closer and about 20 minutes ago where Sarah Bernard struck a free kick straight into the right-hand upright. It was the closest either side has come since the opening goal of the contest. It is a very similar position, a touch further out. But But Sarah Bernard made the difference off the bench last week. And in this hotly contested top 4 match, the goalkeeper's opted to go on the side of her goal line where she had that post hit before, and that is a poorly worked free kick, in fairness. And somebody's gone down in clearing that ball for Holroyd there, and I think it was D. King who received a kick from McCann. And after all the fuss, it's just going to be a throw-in, and Holroyd is still going to be trailing by 1 as Marayong cling to this very scarce lead. Throw-in taken. Cleared away by Alicia Boyle. Marayong sitting very deep. One lady forward in Abby McCann, the only outball option anywhere near the halfway line right now. Everybody else back defending. Holroyd numbers up and up and up. Right, play finally back on now towards D. King. She gets it under control. Can she wiggle away and get it out of her feet? It's been blocked off there. Lots of the attacking happening down that far side. Unfortunately, having to strain your eyes to see all of it, aren't you? At home? Very long throw taken. That's a world-class amount of distance behind that ball. Square by D. King to find the ginger-moving Angela Gardner. She'll receive contact again, I imagine, anytime soon. Bella Carter pumping her off the ball there. Ball delivered in. Horgan is threatening. Cleared away again by Alicia Boyle. Boyle, the former Glenwood representative in the Blacktown world, but of course, Blacktown Spartans, Apia and Inter Lions rep. Going back a great number of years. And also representative here for the BDSFA side, and it's a sub that has been made for Holroyd. I think that might have been Gardner. Just taken some time to recover. Perhaps we get the last 10 minutes or so. Another free kick's been given up, and everything staying down that far side. All right, at the back stick is Angelina Powell. Koyako is there too. Of course, the top scorer of the division in the mix. Bernard standing over the free kick. Something special perhaps here to come. It would be eerily similar to Marayong's solitary goal. What is to eventuate? Bernard with no wall to worry about. It somehow stayed away and eventually cleared away. King keeps it alive. Back to Bernard on her weaker left. Now onto her stronger right. She delivers another good ball in. Where might it fall to? And enough time for Far to clear it, and she just puts it anywhere will do. Marayong, a completely different second half performance from Holroyd, is restricting the home side to just pumping it anywhere. Down on numbers, both of these two sides. This is really exhilarating. Horgan trying to do it all of herself. And she can, but in that moment, she gives it away. And she sends it long. It's McCann, who should win the foot race. She's a little wayward from goal. Can she find the right touch inside? Can she beat Hawkins? She goes all herself, and Frank smacks a save low between her legs to keep this game a one-goal game. Brilliant run, their first foray forward in a while. Byrne rolled past Horgan well there. Good work by Trisha Koyako there. Really, really good couple of turns. Good touch inside. Can she beat two? The answer is no. Lovely work by Lexi Thorpe. This is better straight away by Marayong. They've got a bit between their teeth now. It's a good ball sent out wide. Byrne has stayed down in back play. This ball will hold up kindly. It's delivered in. Franks with another easy claim. Marayong have wasted all their crosses into the box in this second half. Right, what's being called by Holroyd here? Sarah Bernard saying to just play it short to one of our playmaking fullbacks. It's going to go long. Bernard, she's good. Just had it snatched off her by Boyle, though. Pushing the back was the Clane. Cleared away by La Malfa. Been impressed here by Koyoko in this second half. She lumps that forward. Bannister, clear handball, but play on because Horgan's barreling down this right-hand flank. Finally, some action right underneath our nose. Still, here goes Horgan. Stepping in well with Scarlett Byrne. Well, she is the stopgap of fast and zippy strikers and wingers. Bannister. It's a foot race again. La Malfa had to step towards it, but Bella Carter's quick too. 22 on 44. It's the half value that got there first. 1-1 there by Thorpe, but a bit of fatigue setting in there, I think. 73 minutes played. Just over 15 left to go in this contest that truly has flown by as Holroyd stare down the barrel of a first defeat in, would you believe it, 620 days. Surely not. Surely Holroyd will find their way back in. McCann. It'll be a historic first ever win over Holroyd by Marayong. If they are to keep the scoreboard in their favour. You kind of don't want this game to ever end. Carter, brilliant. Bella Carter! She's gone wide of not just the goal markings, but the 6-yard markings too. It looked like it had some good whip on it, but not to be on this occasion. Lots of support in the live chat for Holroyd Rangers. Great to see a really healthy number of people tuning in on a usually busy Thursday. And I hope you've all sorted your Mother's Day plans on what is the eve of Female Football Week kicking off tomorrow. Marayong could seal the game off here as Bella Carter was the attempted target. In the end, a clearance by Holroyd. It comes to Bannister. Horgan's in behind. Can Bernard find her? Horgan hugging the touchline. It's a foot race with Byrne. Not many beat Scarlett Byrne. She sends it dead. Horgan trying to get the ball moving as quickly as possible. A crowd member helps her out there. Angelina Powell, who's played the whole game, is trudging forward as quickly as she can, despite the fatigue riddling through her body, I'm sure, to take the throw in as quickly as she can. She does. Horgan rolls past Bannister. She delivers a good ball in. Good save there by Amara Zreika, who is keeping that sheet clean. It's looking like it might be 4 from 5 games for the Marayong shot stopper. "14 minutes left of regular time, but no real stoppages to write home about, so it probably will be right on 14 left. What kind of roll of the dice do Holroyd and their coach, Danny Risk, still have up their sleeves? They are wearing plenty of them in the cold. Holroyd have the ball from this throw-in. It's D. King who sends it long. Lords Molina touches the ball inside. Cleared away by Lexi Thorpe. McCann was the target. McCann has got the ball. She's past Taya. McCann pot shots! And tested the handling of Franks, who, despite the fact she didn't even warm up for the match, has had a perfect 70 minutes or so. Perhaps more like 60. Well, that would sting off of McCann there. She sent a good ball in behind. It's Brianna Farr. Can she get there first? Great sliding challenge by La Malfa. McCann ends up turning into a delivery into the box, looking for Carter. Holroyd are going to slow it down because a player's gone down injured, it seems. Franks kicks it away. Thorpe got there first. A pivotal touch, great touch. Speaking of them, by Carter. Finesse ball in behind. It was curling into the head of Holroyd there. Kept alive here by Gardner. Sends it all the way back to her shot stopper, who first time clears it away back where it came from. The cold coming in, but Marayong on the cusp of a warming win over a team they haven't beaten at WPL level ever. Koyako, it's missed her. Cleared away there by Alicia Boyle. A rock at the back by the experienced number 6. Byrne's going to have to win this one. She does. Koyako is there, but Bannister receives it. Can she keep it in? She got the lungs. No. Holroyd will have a throw. It'll be Angelina Powell. What a first match of the round it would be if she could find the pivotal cross into the box, perhaps. Koyako, there, Trisha, well done to find Sarah Bernard, who can run diagonally into space. Bannister covering her with a diagonal run of her own in defence. Bernard still, down she goes. That would have stung. Marayong player is down in back play. Ball delivered in. Alicia Boyle kept her hands by her side. Horgan is there. And Marayong player still down. Horgan onside. She cuts back. And just about cleared away. And finally, Marayong are able to attend to their injured player. Goodness me, a moment to have a breath. A real concern here. Having a look on replay now. Unfortunately, my rewind key is frozen in this extreme cold. It's Ainsley Byrne who's gone down in a challenge where she's come in 50-50 with Sarah Bernard. It's going to be the end of her night. It is a mammoth, seismic loss at the base of their midfield, not just for what could be the long-term future, but also for the last 10-plus minutes of this game, where she has basically been one of the reasons why they've been able to keep a clean sheet against the best free-scoring team we've seen in WPL history. But she's unable to weight bear right now through her left leg, being helped to the sideline, her right leg, forgive me, being helped to the sideline by a couple of very, very helpful supporters. She's now being offered a chair as well, but she's really, really struggling. She can barely roll herself over right now. She's opting to just lie on the ground. Poor thing is in a world of hurt. But that's her night done. Major changes needed to occupy the gap left by her leadership, or of her leadership in her absence, and her commanding presence in the base of that midfield. Rhiannon Farr finding Divola, who is the replacement, sent forward there. Carter. D. King stepped in well. Hawkins will win the foot race. Gardner barely put a foot wrong here tonight. Much nicer by Holroyd. Molina. Here comes Scarlett Byrne. And again, she's so quick to it, isn't she? 8.5 minutes to go with maybe a bit of added on time to come. Holroyd will be desperate for the referee to be kind to them stopwatch-wise. Lovely pick-up here by Divola. Anywhere will do for the time being as Marayong apply some pressure of their own in a second half that's been dominated by Holroyd. Rhiannon Farr trying to deliver in behind Hawkins. An exceptional performance by her in two very different positions of the pitch. La Malfa. Thorpe. It's going to take two to stop her, but they do stop her. Foul against Thorpe. The only goal scorer of the day. Lexi Thorpe featured on the Blacktown Premier League podcast at the very start of the year and was very softly spoken about her abilities, but her teammates backed her up wholeheartedly. Tiana Anderson and Nabi McCann said she was going to bring fire, fun and goals, and that she has here tonight. The goal in this title race, title clash, title fight, however you'd like to frame it. Brilliant by Paige Henry to get into that position, and then as she pumped it forward, she's hurt herself. Oh, this is horrid. The last 5 minutes, a cursed block of time for Marayong, who might have just gone from losing their super rock solid number 6 to losing their number 2. Paige Henry is down. I think the question Holroyd will have to be asking themselves is, considering that their 21s team is currently not sitting in the top 4, which is the finals finishing places, when they have an injury crisis like this, and perhaps if, to ask the Torrid question, if Sarah Bernard or perhaps even worse, depending on who you ask, Rebecca Horgan goes down, a 55-time goal scorer last year in 23 games. Yes, I did not choke on my words there. That is the truth, 55 and 23. So they have the numbers to replace them. There have been some good performances from everyone here tonight, but a Marayong team that are down on troops as well have had their number. Could Holroyd perhaps be in a spot of bother? Yet to have one significant chance in the game, it feels like. One where you think that was easier to score than miss. Granted, neither have Marayong. He took a half chance from the header. Did Marayong. Five to go. Marayong pumping the ball wherever they can at the moment. There's an incredible late winner goes in golden goal extra time. The White City Eagles have beaten the home side Marayong in the Cotton Cup. What a contest that was. 4-3 that one ends. Heartbreak for the home side in the men's. Can the women do them justice here in this massive match of the round? Attention taken from this game for a moment. The benches of both sides looking behind them as to what the uproar was. Devola on the edge of her box, living a little dangerously as Horgan, the competition's best player, was rolling on in. It's Rebecca Horgan feeding a good ball in behind. This the chance for Bernard. And there was the goalkeeper. Instant reactions there by Amara Zreika to keep that sheet clean. And Sarah Bernard in tandem with Rebecca Horgan out. 4 minutes to go. Count them down. Holroyd keeping the pressure on in the second half where they have come out swinging. And away by Bannister, nearly onto the roof of the clubhouse. Searching for a ball. Angelina Powell will run forward up the line to take it as quick as she can. Black jerseys of the away side pushed forward. They have so many forward, but Marayong have all but one back. It'll be a corner. D. King will come across to deliver an in-swinger that will be helped by the wind as well. Could this be the equalising moment in the game? It was a corner that opened it on some 22 minutes of the first half. Do Holroyd have a headed response? It's a good-looking ball towards the front post, cleared away by Zreika. It's still in the danger area. Blocked once, blocked twice. There's a goalkeeper on the ground with 2 hands on the ball. Zreika has done incredibly to keep it out. Marayong clinging on for dear life as they search and hunt for their first ever Women's Premier League win over Holroyd. Could the streak be coming to an end? 620 days dating back to August 25, 2024. Holroyd's last win, which just so happened to be in a grand final as well. To the bench goes Naji El Kazi. Bella Carter is going to see the end of her night. The industrious front runner goes off, as does, I believe, he's making a defensive change. Personnel I'll confirm momentarily. Paige Henry's come back on. So she's recovered from her little injury scare. Defenders, midfielders. That's been the name of that substitute. Or set of them. That ball has stayed in somehow. Hawkins in strong on Rhiannon Farr. A fairly contested moment there on the pitch. Bannister. Horgan's got there first. This is it. This feels like it has to be it. Horgan in behind. Turning Annalise Helene, who's full of relatively fresh legs after about half an hour on the bench. Another Marayong player's gone down in a heap. She twisted off the ball without contact there. This is another huge concern. What on earth has cursed them in this second half? There was a twist there as she changed direction, which could prove to be a real hammer blow. She's back to her feet. Ball will be in play in a second. Back to D. King. She lumps it into the danger area. It's cleared upwards rather than outwards. It's just enough for Devola to get there first. Threatening is Annalise Powell, the right back, who's playing like a winger at the moment. This is heart-in-mouth stuff. Can Holroyd find an equaliser? We're into the dying seconds of the game. Horgan goes for it herself. It was pulled wide and she can't believe she's done that. There are 30 seconds of regular time left to go. Surely the referee adds on a couple of minutes for this multiple injury stoppages primarily affecting the Marayong girls. She's got the whistle to her lips though. Holroyd will be incensed if it finishes early. Won by Gardner. It has to be now, you feel, for the visitors. Marayong so close. It's going to be a last gasp free kick. It'll be left for D. King. It'll swing towards the back stick. Every single number forward for one. Every single number back for the other. It's going to have to be the best of D. King's left boot and some brave heading to find an equaliser here. Could the match of the round script be flipped on its head? A two-woman wall. They're going to jump to try and put her off. D. King, unflappable at the best of times. Good ball in. Horgan was there! And it glances over. It's just a goal kick. It fell to the 7-time goal scorer. And last year's golden boot didn't have the crowning moment in the match of the round. On we go. We are into added time. Already 1 minute into it. Marayong have made another sub with seconds to go. How much time will Sharon McLaughlin give us? Marayong clear it as far as they can. Far flicks it off the face of Powell. Geez, that's got a sting. A deploy tattooed onto the side of her face now. Cleared away a bit haphazard. Come down here through the middle channel to find Gardner. Marayong just about getting it away. It bounces once as it's eventually cleared off of the weaker left peg, it seems. Still we go on. A minute and a half into added time. Still we go on. Great turn by Bernard. She does not win a free kick, though. Drops into La Malfa. It's got to be quick. It's got to be now. Helene, great touch. There's a runner in D. King out wide. Gardner's going to try and find her. It's an inch perfect pass to find her. Off the head. D. King is left-footed. She steers it into the box. And Zreika is there. And Marayong are all but there. Away it goes, and on we go. Another minute perhaps still to play. We've crossed two. Geez, a massive coming together there, which we'll see D. King and Holroyd probably have another one in a game that has turned a bit bitey. But that looked a largely painful one. Annalise Helene found that she was taken out after getting the last touch of the ball herself. And now she's in a world of pain with some more time to add on in a second half that's felt cursed for both sides' respective injury lists. Marayong's defensive unit are having something of a chat, a huddle. It's like an NFL team preparing to defend and set up. That's how it almost feels. They all break out into position. You imagine this will be the last moment of the game. D King with all of her might. It's shy of the 18-yard box. It's cleared away. Whistle to the lips of the referee. Still we go on. How close are we? How much time do we have? Cleared away into touch. That will do it! It's a historic win for Marayong. A first ever over the reigning champions Holroyd, and a 620-day undefeated streak comes to an abrupt end at the hands of a team that could very well meet them in the grand final in a couple of months from now. Lexi Thorpe's thumping header in the first 30 minutes of that first half, as was delivered by Abby McCann, proves a vital moment in the game. The solitary goal between two teams that know nothing more than how to score lots of goals in a game. Two incredible defensive performances, even though the goal was breached on one occasion. The questions will be asked of what kind of rotation impacts were felt in the opening moments of the game without their first choice goalkeeper, in which during that time they conceded the goal. But the most important thing right now is the trend is bucked for Marayong, who have been trying for years. Once again, it's the 9th straight match, and in the 9th ever match between them, that's separated by just one goal. But this time, finally for today's home side, it is a win for Marayong. And for them, guess what? Top of the ladder at the end of round 5. What a contest! Thank you so much for these two teams for coming out here. It's nearly 10 p.m. on a Thursday. You can still find your way to a local Kmart or Target to pick up some extra blankets if you like after this. Such is the day of the week. What a pleasure to have you all here. What a historic night of Women's Premier League Match of the Round football. What a live stream you've all been treated to here. Congratulations to the players for putting on a contest that was so well received. Happy Mother's Day to all who will be celebrating on Sunday. Don't forget to buy them some nice presents, because the girls here of Holroyd and of today's victors Marayong have given us an early treat for the occasion. Have a great rest of your week, guys, and see you next time.